And shine on, harvest moon. That's the sight that greets us from Scully Park in Tamworth. And the ground looks a picture, doesn't it? Absolutely magnificent. It's got to be 10,000 people here, I would think. Spilled over onto the field.
That might be a problem as the game goes on. The crowd, the children particularly, are sitting close to the sideline.
Okay, we're underway. Panasonic Cup semi-final. And Suriname, first touch of the football. Gets to the corner line before he's put down. Oh, solid hits. Watch this stuff. Just 3 days ago, they were at the Sydney Football Stadium. Now Scully Park, Tamworth, as Maguire brings it up. He was a terrific game he had on Sunday. First penalty of the match has gone to Balmain. Les White, new man in the side.
Yes, Panasonic Cup replay clearly shows White overacting there and getting Maguire down again after he'd been tackled. He's a big lump of a lad, this White, formerly with Western Suburbs. He's got to be something in the order of 16 and a half, 17 stone. Huge man.
Interesting that Greg McCallum called time off for Conlon placing the kick. So it's a situation that I hope he keeps up right throughout the game.
Well, we're situated right on that 50-metre mark. We might catch a football before the night's out. Here's Davidson. This is John Davidson. Wasn't there on Sunday. He's wearing jumper number 3, as you can see, but he started the match on the wing. And Maguire. Elias directing play to Neil. Out to Conlon. Floater. Picked up by Michael Moss. Back to Neil again. Brooks. It's 35 metres out from the South Sydney line. Here's Neil. Roach. A short ball for Pearce. Last tackle signal for the Tigers. Here's Neil. His kick will be too big. Out on the full. And as you can see, not happy with that kick.
It was an ill-directed kick. It went out off the side of his foot, the right-hand side of his foot, slewed away.
Neil to Conlon. Longbottom is waiting for that. Straight to him. Bad kick from Conlon. Longbottom 12 metres out from his own line. Maven got to the quarter line. And already a South Sydney change getting ready there, Bill.
Yes, there is. I don't know what the story is. It's pretty early in the game, isn't it? But number 15, Wayne Chisholm, will be taking the place of Les White.
Well, that is interesting. White doesn't appear to be injured.
I think his mistake rate has been a bit high. He had 2 errors in the opening stanza. And I don't think the coach can wear that.
Well, Ellison's kick. Oh, down to Gary Jack. Oh, Andrews went in with a high tackle, and McCallum has called him out.
Here's it again on the Panasonic Cup replay. Whooshka! And round she goes. And fortunately for Gary Jack, his head just went down in a bobbing action, and he missed the impact. It's one for intent, this one. See it again. Whoosh! That would have, well, I'd have caught his head up here. That was a little bit above and beyond the call of duty, that one.
Steve Roach has been called in. I don't know what he had to do with it all. And here's the change taking place with White coming off and Chisholm on. Well, that is a strange one to work out.
Well, I don't find it strange at all. I think that the big fella just didn't have a high enough work rate, Ian. I'm not trying to be a smarty. The guy is not up to first grade football at this stage, at this level, in my view.
So Balmain now outside the quarter line of South Sydney. Conlon dummying. And Elias quickly into the dummy half position. The switch of play. Roach, Maguire, Serenan on the fringe of the ruck, running freely. That's where he's the danger. He's got to be coming from a long way back. Neil, Pearce. Oh! Took the tackles and still unloaded. Neil. Again the switch. Roach, Maguire looking for Gary Jack. 12 metres out. Michael Neal looks to the backs. Pearce, nobody there in a better position. Now Conlon manages to slip himself. Elias, Steve Roach, they have some numbers here. Gary Jack, can he get it away? Yes, he does. That's a try to Clint Robinson.
And a brilliant try, absolutely brilliant, brilliantly worked by Gary Jack, who gave a spot-on pass there, just magnificent. Roach is here in the Panasonic Cup replay. See Pearce hurtle himself at the opposition. He gets the pass away to Conlon. Conlon steps off the right foot, goes back towards the way the ball had come. Now it's out to Roach. I'll have something to say about Roach in a moment. Here's Jack. Watch him get the pass away beautifully. And that was a magnificent try. See it again with Neal onto Pearce. Hurls himself at the opposition. Conlon steps off that right foot, changes direction. Balmain are doing a lot of this changing of direction. Roach is just being a standing, passing prop forward at the moment. And there's Clint Robinson right on the end of a very, very good try.
Conlon from just inside the touchline. He struck it fairly well, but he's pushed it wide. So the score will remain in favour of the Tigers. 4-0 over Souths.
Now Ellison. Coleman. Davidson again, very involved tonight. Pushed Benny Elias out of the way and slipped a beautiful pass away to Mario Fennick.
Classy stuff. Very classy stuff by Les Davidson. When he's good, he's very, very good. When he's bad, he's a bit horrid, but he's trying all the moves.
Now this kick from Coleman's going to find touch. Just a few metres from the line.
That's a very easy way to make 35 yards, and Coleman's not about to turn his back on that sort of yardage in this sort of game. A tight, hard game, grueling game, where the players will probably knock up in the last quarter.
Well, Souths will be hoping that's exactly what will happen to Balmain. This is one area of the ground where they haven't spent much time in the semi-final so far. Bill, do you think they'll catch them late in the game?
Well, that's what they'd be hoping for, Graham, just to keep in touch, and then hoping that Balmain be get a little bit leg weary. But it's amazing the number of similarities between this match and Sunday's game. It's South Sydney making all the mistakes just as they did on the weekend, and Balmain doing all of the attacking.
Well, now they continue the attack through Brooks. Elias looking for someone. Well, the South Sydney defence was standing there, letting Balmain do what they like. Parrish, he says thank you, but he's lost the ball. Davidson again on the rampage, and again he gets the ball unloaded. The crowd just coming to life here at Tamworth. One end of the field to the other. They're switching plays. South's Jura. Well, Davidson's doing his level best to get their South Sydney side back to the form that they were in on Sunday. Blake, Ellison, Jura. Ball's gone back, but Balmain are going to come up with it. Well, now he said that they have lost it. Benny Elias wants to disagree.
Well, perhaps the Panasonic Cup replay, well, it's underneath a surge of players there. We're not going to be able to judge on that one. Too many bodies intervening. The referee was right.
Jura takes on Conlon, who wraps him up on the quarter line. I mentioned Davidson. I think there's a few South Sydney forwards that just have to lift their work rate somewhat. He's been trying to do it by himself, Les Davidson. Maven. Straight into Roach. Coleman screaming out orders to his players. He goes without it. The dummy back for Andrews. He's not putting their attack together as well as the Tigers. Fennick out of dummy half, switching it. Back up the middle goes Ellison. Their backs are out deep. Coleman, the kick into the in goal. Taken by Moss. He won't get out of there. Well, he was on the run there.
He's attempting to run the ball out, and that's mitigated against the referee allowing the fair catch. Now, if he just stopped when he took that, the referee would have restarted the play back at the quarter. We've got Adam O'Neill in trouble at the moment. He's limping off under the guidance of the trainer.
Elias got to the corner line. Ducked under a high tackle from Fennick. Here's Sirenen getting it onto Pearce. Making ground pretty easily, Balmain.
Yeah, the forwards are doing interchanging passing, little quick passes.
And look at Conlon. Conlon over half halfway, looks for support, found it too from Robinson. Robinson's flicked the pass back one-handed to Conlon. Conlon in turn has got it back to Neal. This is good stuff from Balmain. 32 metres out from the South Sydney line. Brooks, a bad pass which was intended for Wayne Pearce, picked up by Parrish, and Parrish's kick for touch will find it just on the quarter line.
Well, young Parrish thought on his feet there, very, very quick, and he was able to kick the ball over the sideline. Got the accolade from Gary Jack. 4-0, Balmain leads South Sydney.
Win against the feed for the Tigers. Can they add another try? Conlon. Gary Jack quickly to Parrish. He doubled around. Back in field it goes though for Davidson. He's come off his wing in search of the ball. Elias looking for Maguire. Just settling play. Goes under the tackle of Davidson. Sirenen. 5 metres out. South really looking tired. Balmain, certainly the best side at this stage of the match. Pearce, out it goes for Parrish. Well, he went back inside. Last tackle. Desperate defence from South Sydney. Elias, Maguire, right on the line. Benny Elias asks the question. It's a try. Well, McCallum had to deliberate over that one.
Yes, there were no easy ways there. There's Maguire taking the ball, and as far as we're concerned, he was able to get the ball down on the line. On the line is in goal. A try. Nothing spectacular, but by gee, they've grafted hard for this one. Elias was the man that passed it. Maguire was the man who took the tackle and very strenuously worked his play. Just that extra foot to get the ball down. A good try.
Conlon, well, he struck that one perfectly. But Balmain well and truly in control. 10, South Sydney 0.
Coleman with the run around with Fennick, back to Coleman, now to Jura. But Sirenen is there to grasp him. So South's having a difficulty making headway here. Chisholm. Last tackle now for South Sydney. Coleman wants it, he's got it. The kick is past Gary Jack. Will it hang up in the in goal? It may well do. There's a rush for the ball. Into the crowd they go. Well, those kids, gee whiz, that could be a nasty accident. It's a bad place for the kids to be.
Yes, the Panasonic Cup will show just how close the children are here, and the action gets pretty hectic when they get near the touch and goal line. Now watch this as he goes sliding in, and you know, you've got children only about a foot away from that thing there. I think it's very, very dangerous.
Certainly is dangerous, something for the officials here at Tamworth to learn. They were made aware of it at the start of the game. Maguire. Balmain, the most successful team in Cup history, and very determined as the defending Cup holders to be there again in '88. Of course, they'll meet the winners of the second semi-final between East and St George. They've used up their 5 tackles. Now on the 6th. Neal looking for touch. That'll go straight to Longbottom. They'll try to get to the outside. Now steps inside. Neal beats Conlon. Can't get around Steve Roach. Ian Roberts working through the forwards. A lot of in-passing from South Sydney. Jura. Michael Blake. Dummied on the inside to Jura. Well, I think I'd have to agree with McCallum that Michael Blake's progress was stopped.
Progress was stopped, and the hand or arm came in contact with the ground. Did it? Yes, it did indeed. He came up with both of the criteria that constitute a tackle.
37 metres out. He struck that well. Is it coming around for him? No, it won't. Just to the outside of the right-hand uprights.
Tigers have it now with Gary Jack. 32 out from the Tigers line. Another replacement being made in the South Sydney line, but Balmain are continuing the pressure. That's Moss. Moss is into the clear. Moss over the corner line. Down the touch line. Blake's got him.
Yes, a beautiful tackle by Blake, and Moss showed his pace, which was more than I expected him to have. The pass was quickly given by Pearce onto Parrish. Parrish offloaded just as well out to Moss. He evades the first tackle there, dead easy, but watch Phil Blake coming in, matching him pace for pace and takes him over the sideline. Good one.
Look how close they are to those kids again. Goodness me. Blake is still down injured. He hurt his back when he went in to make that tackle. And that South Sydney change, Bill.
Paul Roberts, he's got the ball now, wearing number 16. He's taken the place of Mark Ellison.
Okay. Mistake from Davidson. Balmain have it, but knock-on from both sides is ruled.
Yeah, knock-ons all around there. It was a little bit of sloppy play, as you'd expect. They've really been running each other ragged, these two sides. Enormous pace the game's been played at. Phil Blake's back on his feet and is apparently okay.
Got it back from Neil. Neil found some space. Neil's into the quarter and pulled out almost on the 10-metre line. So again, Balmain putting South under plenty of pressure. Sirenen. The big fella struggles and almost got through, but he's only about 3 metres out. Here's Neil. Now Conlon. Pearce. No Shepherd, said the referee. Pearce is able to get a pass back for Parry, and Parrish will score. Matt Parrish off a Wayne Pearce pass.
Yes, the Panasonic Cup replay will show this is a good try. Fenwick doesn't agree, but this is the way it worked out. It was Neil, the pass away, out to Conlon. Conlon throws an equally long pass to Pearce. Pearce comes forward, leg strapped badly, obviously in pain. Gets a one-handed pass away to Parrish, and Parrish surges forward 4 yards and goes in for the try. From this angle, it'll look a little bit easier, a little bit better. Now, there's the Pearce thing. Now, at that point, there was an appeal, but you see the referee discount it for shepherding onto Parrish, and Parrish goes the 4 or 5 yards necessary to score the try.
Well, here's Conlon's conversion attempt of the try and makes no mistake. Well, Balmain have a really handy break over South Sydney now. 16 points to nothing.
Neville. They really have got to get together with each other. They're tending to run one out. No support coming. Coleman, Chisholm. This Balmain defence has had all the answers.
Yes, it has to the South Sydney equation. It really has.
Jura back in for Ian Roberts. Fenwick. Coleman, nowhere to go. He's got to go ahead. He's got to run. Oh, Fenwick's in the dummy half roll. Tries to sneak out of there. Really well, he copped a serve. Gary Jack, well, this is an interesting incident.
It's going to be interesting. I would send Gary Jack off for that. It was a stupid action.
He certainly has to be sent off.
I said the same about a soccer player that did something about that. I know it was an inflammatory action. Just watch. Whether it did any damage is nothing. He's given him a workout with the elbow, and then he really missed, but he
has to be
sent
sent off.
He's got to be sent off. Now get rid of him, McCullum.
Well, this isn't strong enough. On the replay, you'll see Mario Fenwick getting a real facial from the Balmain players for a start. There goes the boot. It missed, luckily. And that, to me, is not the right decision by neither the touch judge nor the referee. Well, he had to take the report from the touch judge. I'll leave that to the responsibility of the man on the sideline. I just wonder if that is the finish of the entire incident. Roberts, has he reached out just a metre short? Maybe this will get South Sydney determined. Dummies from Coleman, the long pass. If they can straighten it up now, Blake. Coleman juggles. Long ball out for Phil Blake. It was touched in flight. They've got the try.
Well, it's been a long time coming by G. I really wouldn't like to have waited for anything during the time it took to get that try, but we'll see it again on the Panasonic Cup replay. Look at the young halfback Coleman, or the little halfback Coleman. The length of the pass that he threw there was something about the order of a cricket pitch. Out to Blake, stepped off the right foot, dived and scored the try. See it again, you'll see Coleman dance, and then the length of the pass, my God, it's about 25 yards. And there's the brother out there, a long overhead pass to Blake, who shows the dummy and evades the tackle and scores the try. It was a good one.
Well, Blake has come up with the try, but the controversy hasn't finished there. I must admit I didn't hear the siren. but we've been informed that the siren had been sounded twice, and 2 tackles went on after the siren, and Souths have come up with the try. So, from the Gary Jack incident to South Sydney scoring a try that maybe shouldn't have been after the hooter. Jura with the attempt of conversion just wide. So at the break, the end of the 3rd quarter, Balmain 16, South Sydney 4.
Well, the handling errors. Souths have committed 14 of them. Balmain 9. Robinson getting up towards the Souths quarter line. Now Elias getting it away to Neil. Last tackle now for the Tigers. And plenty of pressure for South Sydney. Shot at a field goal from Elias. Looks good to me. Looks good to the referee as well.
Yes, a smart bit of football by Benny Elias. A well-taken field goal from about the quarter line, straight over the black dot.
35 out from the South line. Gary Jack attracting some defenders. In fact, one of them has been called out.
Yeah, that's Wayne Chisholm. Keep him low, he's told. There was one just going in across the neck.
Well, the penalty given to Balmain. Okay, Conlon's penalty attempt is a beauty. He can certainly kick a football, can't he? Great kick from Conlon. Sends Balmain to a 19-4 lead.
I knew we'd get a minor disagreement somewhere along the line. Blake. All too late now for South Sydney. It's been a great performance from the Tigers. Bounce back so strongly from the match last Sunday. 19-4, playing their 3rd game in 7 days, Balmain. Souths with the search for some respectability on the scoreline. They might get it through Paul Roberts, but Michael Neal robs them of the chance. He's such an enthusiastic player. He always seems to be on the spot when Balmain need him most.
Yes, the Panasonic Cup replay almost showed a moment of triumph for South Sydney. Roberts got the pass away, attempting to get it out to Chisholm. Neil intercepted, and as they got up, well, one helped the other up. It was a nice bit of football there, nice little bit of sportsmanship too.
Taken by Sheridan and Roach. No doubt the players are going to be swamped, I would suggest, by the fans as soon as that siren does go. Coleman, switch for Fennick. Davidson came from a long way back to Paul Roberts. Longbottom went without it. He couldn't control the pass, but there will be a penalty for holding. And there's the siren. It may be a wise situation here if Greg McCallum can just call full time. It's not going to show on the scoreboard, and he has done that. It's the only thing McCallum could do. And maybe something for the officials to think about in the future. But full time has been blown by Greg McCallum. And a great win to Balmain into yet another Panasonic Cup Final, 19-4 in the semi over Souths.